Alrighty, so we are back on some Black Ops 7, and as the title suggests, we are going to be continuing the Doomsteel camo grind. Now, as you guys know, I have been grinding both the Mastery Camo for multiplayer and zombies. I've kind of adhered more to the zombie side of things over multiplayer. I am slowly doing multiplayer, but zombies, we have gotten a ton of progress done. Before I get into talking about everything, I do want to apologize for the delay. I know that I've been away for a little bit. Over the last week, I've just prepped a ton of stuff for college, which my final semester actually started today. If you guys don't know, I'm going for a bachelor's in graphic design, so a little fun fact there. And over the weekend, there was a pretty big snowstorm that came through on the East Coast and kind of blocked me in for a little bit, so I wound up just basically removing snow for like 2 days and kind of taking it easy. But we are officially back, and hopefully I can fire all cylinders. My workload this semester is a little bit lighter, so I hope that I can still bang out some streams for you guys, as well as some Call of Duty content. So if we come over here to the loadouts and view the camos, I have been working a little bit on some of the weapons that I wound up missing. As you guys know, I was trying to do every single one of the default weapons, including the launchers and the melees. I accidentally, for whatever reason, started doing one of the SMGs that was a DLC. That one I wound up doing before the MPC, I believe, which is like the MSMC in this game. I still plan on doing all of the weapons, but I was trying to do the default ones first. There were two little mismatches that I wound up doing on accident. Obviously, this laser spike baton thing being one of them. I wound up doing the ballistic knife over this, again, purely by accident, but we are doing this as well. So if we come over here to Infestation, you guys see I just need one more weapon with Doomsteel. Now, the issue with that being is if we come all the way over here to the launchers, it is the Ark M1. If you guys aren't familiar with this bad boy, it is probably the worst weapon, maybe in COD history. This thing is absolutely atrocious. I made an entire video talking about how bad this was when starting the camo grind, and it's only fitting that towards the end of the zombies camo grind, we're using it once more. Now, I won't be getting Infestation in this video, even though we just need one more weapon, but I wanted to take you guys through the process of getting the Ark Doomsteel camo, because Doomsteel has been super easy. It's been super relaxing and chill for the most part, because I've been using the save and exit strategy. I'll show you guys that whole process here in the video. That's kind of why I'm making this video, and show you guys how I would get the Ark M1 set up and how I would get the progress done with Uberklaus and the save and exit strategy. But the save and exit strategy, I believe, has been a thing since the start of Black Ops 6. So I don't know if it's technically a glitch or if it's like a true strategy that they want you to try to utilize, but either way, that's what I've been doing to fly through the Doomsteel camo challenges. If you guys don't know, the Doomsteel camo challenge is eliminating 10 elite zombies, so that's either the Zersa, I believe Oscar, or the Uberklaus on Ashes of the Damned. So with all that yapping out of the way, the last weapon that we have to do here is the Ark M1, and that'll give us Infestation. Like I said, I'm going to save Infestation for the next video, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I would get Doomsteel on the Ark M1. As you guys can see, I already have some progress because I was experimenting to maybe see if this weapon, was a little bit better than I thought, maybe double pack-a-punching it, PhD. Dude, it's still trash. But there's no challenge big enough for me. So we are going to be hopping into directed mode. We're going solo. We're going Ashes of the Damned. And let's get some camo progress on the Ark M1. Alrighty, here we go. We're loading in. Now, I will say, I don't want to use this video as like 100% tutorial as to how to do the save and exit strategy. There's plenty of other videos out there that wouldn't butcher it nearly as bad as I'm about to do it. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys, how I go about doing the strat, and then also how well we can set up this Ark M1. Because like I said, this thing is not good against the Uberklaus at all. Firstly, I start and get my loose change, and honestly, I've been using this flatline MK2, this little laser baton thing here, just because it's a lot easier than trying to use the Ark M1, especially just for regular zombies and throughout starting the generators and all that. Now, one thing that I'm probably going to do is I'm definitely going to pick up a wall weapon just to actually do the generators, because despite me not being the greatest, zombies gamer, it's definitely not the hardest challenge to do, but dude, if I don't have that wall weapon, it's not getting done with the Ark M1, I'll tell you that right now. So we're going to come in here, we're going to open that bad boy, get Ted's head, get some extra bonus points there. One thing that I really like about Black Ops 7 zombies, and they did it a little bit in Black Ops 6, I believe, is all of the like little extra bonus zombies, like the ones hanging from the ceiling, or as you guys saw over there, they were like laying down on the ground. I think it's a really cool like skill aspect that if you know those spawns, you can get, just some extra like 90 points, 100 points here and there. It's pretty cool. I know each little area kind of has like their own, like the lake I know has some, and then over on farm you can actually look through certain windows and see the zombies that have spawned in and get free points from there without even opening the door. I think all those little tricks are pretty cool to see, and I have no other video to really talk about some of those features, so I figured I'd just mention it here. Alrighty, but let's get into here. I'm gonna go right over to the lake first, the little cabin area. I've been playing Ashes of the Damned for a little bit now. I almost did the Easter egg. I still have yet to do the Easter egg solo, but I don't know how I'm supposed to knock off these Ravengers. Like, obviously I can drive next to the wall and smack them off. You can boost and throw the Ravengers off the truck, but Dude, somehow they just have like super Gorilla Glue magnetization fingers because they just spawn in out of those portals and insta-stick to the truck. I really don't know how they do it. I don't know if I'm supposed to like swerve, you know, do a little drift here and there to get them off. Like, I really don't know. Usually I don't pick up a weapon when doing these generators because usually whatever gun I'm going for, like to get the camos, can usually do the generators no problem. But because we are using the Ark here, I think I'm definitely going to invest in one of these wall buys. I think the Dravich is down here, right? Yeah. So we'll grab that bad boy right there just to do some of the generators. Maybe get some extra points where we're trying to save up as well. The only thing that really differs from doing this strat with the Ark M1 opposed to any other gun that I've done the camo grind for is the generators. Doing those is a little bit harder with the Ark M1, but also just the setup for fighting Uberklaus. I'll explain that a little bit more once I actually get to the fight and do the whole save and quit strat, but for most weapons I was able to pack-a-punch once, maybe pack-a-punch tier 2 with some jug, and that was fine. Even the melee weapons, I just needed to pack-a-punch tier 2 and get melee macchiato, and I pretty much just one-shot Uberklaus. Also using the hunter drones as my tactical has helped out a ton, but I have noticed from the little bit that I've played with the Ark M1 already, HD flopper and double pack-a-punch is not enough, dude. This thing is still buns. Now granted, a lot of that comes because you can't really get a clean shot on his like little like shoulder pad things that activate his shield. So you're usually just firing constantly into his shield. And even though the Ark M1 does have a decent bit of ammo, the overheat timer still kicks up there kind of quick. So what I'm thinking is going to be the easiest way around him is maybe pack-a-punching my melee weapon super high, or pack-a-punching a regular weapon like this Dravich that I'm using just to take out his shields and bring him down low health, and then finish him off with the Ark M1, because trying to do all the damage with the Ark M1 from what I've experimented with so far is just absolutely impossible, dude. I got downed like 3 times. I was buying quick revive, Juggernog, I was struggling, I was raging, it was terrible. It's not a good experience. So we're a little bit behind schedule here in terms of the rounds, but luckily it's directed mode, so there's no real worry about optimizing the rounds too much, considering the fact that they repeat. Following the next step, we're going to drive over here to Ashwood, hit this little ramp, see that Ravager go flying. You'll love to see it. So to catch some of you guys up to speed, if you don't know how this strategy really works, you basically go into directed mode, and what you want to do is just complete enough Easter egg steps until you get to the Uberklaus section. The reason we want to get to him is because he counts as an elite zombie, and of course with the save and exit strategy, as long as you complete a full round, you can save and exit and then respawn in on that same round, because directed mode will hold whatever round your round cap is at. For us, that's going to be round 7, so theoretically you can kill an Uberklaus on round 7, save and exit, kill off all the zombies in that round that you spawn in at once you reload your save, and then it'll transition into the next round 7. Obviously it won't go to round 8, but it'll technically count as a round passing, so the Uberklaus will spawn in again, and it'll allow you to save and exit again after you kill him. So that's like the bare bones basic explanation of the strategy. I'll of course show you guys 1 or 2 runs of that in this gameplay, but just want to give you guys a quick overview before we actually get into fighting Uberklaus, because I'm probably going to have to lock in all honesty. Let's get this generator going over here. My favorite strat for this is I try to just stand on the side with most of the spores. That way I can like kill most of them without moving around too much, because once I start moving and having to reload, that's when all the zombies get their free hits and wind up downing me relatively fast. Like I said, if you have an AR or an SMG, it's really not that bad, but some of the snipers and rocket launchers have given me some issues, especially with the reloads. Alrighty, so we're going to get in Tessie here, park that bad boy in the garage, and let's just get this pack-a-punch added to the truck. There we go. So now we can bring this bad boy over to farm, and we're almost ready to start setting up. This strat technically has like 3 phases, I would say, like the Easter egg step phase, the setup phase, and then the elite zombie elimination / save and quit phase. Right now we're in the Easter egg step phase, but we want to get to the locate the Uberklaus stage of the Easter egg, and then from there we can basically start setting up. Let's see if we can see one of those zombies in the window like I was talking about. Yeah, so like see that zombie under the dining room table? You can just blast him through that window without ever opening that door. You can also jump up top and see one of them like on the top of the stairwell as well, sitting on the couch through that window. Of course, the zombies hanging from the ceilings in here are also alive. I also noticed that they come alive depending on how many rounds you're in. So like for example, this guy's alive now, but if you were playing regular Vandor Farm or like survival Vandor Farm, this guy might spawn in around round 8 in order for you to eliminate him and get those points. So it's not like you can fully optimize every zombie corpse on the map and just walk out with like 2,000 points or something. So right about now in this strat, we're at the point where we would have to go back to the sheriff's office and kind of interact in that little area with Klaus. They locked my boy up. I don't know why. He's a little goofy, but he doesn't deserve that treatment. But either way, he's locked up in the sheriff's office. What I like to do is pretty much get as set up as I can before I go over and do that, just so I don't accidentally activate the Uber Klaus section of the map if I go back to the starting room for perks. There's probably going to be a huge cut in the gameplay and like what you see on screen, but I'll give you guys a quick insight of what I'm thinking here. I'm going to try to get this Ark M1 Pack-a-Punch to tier 2. I'm also going to go ahead and Pack-a-Punch my melee weapon and get PhD Flopper, Jug, and I think I'm going to go for melee Macchiato as well. The theory behind this is I can get him low health with a double Pack-a-Punch melee weapon and then finish him off with the Ark M1. So I'm going to sit here and get set up with that, and I'll catch you guys when I come back. Right, and here we are. We are officially set up. So as you guys can see, I have both PhD and melee Macchiato. I didn't get Juggernog or Quick Revive to like heal up faster or secondary shields. I should be okay with this. I have a Pack-a-Punch tier 2 melee, as well as this abomination Pack-a-Punch tier 2 as well. I did go ahead and go through the steps a little bit on accident, but basically once I got fully set up, I'll take this launch pad over to Ashwood. Once I get to Ashwood, I usually just run right over here, and we're going to be going to the sheriff's office over there. All we have to do is stand in the location next to Klaus's cell, and if we just come right over here, we stand here for a little bit, and then the objective will update to what you guys see over there, which is locate an Uber Klaus containment unit. Once you do that, we're pretty much set up for the save and exit strategy. So what I do is I take the zip line back over here. I'll take the launch pad back to Vandor Farms, and I usually drive the truck over, but I left Tessie over at the starting room. So instead, I'm just going to take the jump pad over, as you guys are seeing right here. Now that we are back at the starting room, this is where everything gets really important. As you guys can see, we are on round 7. Now, again, this isn't going to be a great tutorial. I'm just going to kind of explain how I understand the strategy. Because there is a round cap at round 7, I've kind of mentioned it before, when you complete a round, instead of it going to round 8, it'll just restart round 7. That's probably the easiest way to explain it. So it's just an infinite round 7, but there is a transition period between the infinite round. So what that means is you can theoretically save and quit on this round 7. Then when you start up that save file again, you will come back on round 7. Obviously you can't save and quit from there because it's the same round, but once you complete that round, you can save and quit on the next round 7. It's a little bit confusing, but I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here in a second. And then I'll also do another save file to kind of show you guys that entire process. Again, not a great tutorial, but I'm trying my best here to explain the strat. So, say we just spawned in, we have 2 zombies left on the round. I'm going to kill both of them, and then we're going to listen for the round transition noise. And there it is. Another good way to check is if you pause your game and your save and quit is available to click, that means that the round has transitioned over correctly. If it doesn't, it'll still show the X. I'll show you guys that here. I'll show you guys that once we reload the save the next time. But here goes nothing. With a Pack-a-Punch 2 melee, I should be able to get this guy close to one shot and then just one tap him with the rocket launcher. The issue is I need him to deploy his shield. So let's try doing a Hunter bot. Okay, that's going to hit him for quite a bit. We're going to hit him a little bit more. The issue is once he gets these shields up, he becomes such a pain in the ass, dude. And then those like plasma things, I can't outrun them. They will always hit me. I don't know what you're supposed to do against those. So another Hunter bot. There we go, some decent damage. I can't... Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I wasn't supposed to kill him. But once you kill him, you just run away. Run over to one of these corners. Make sure you're full health. And because you're full health, you can save and quit. And once you do, you basically done the whole strat. Now, if I was doing the melee weapon camo grind, this would be perfect. I completely choked. I was supposed to kill him with the rocket launcher there. But either way, it's really important to remember that you can only save and quit once you have full health. So if you try pausing it right after killing his first stage and you can't actually save and quit, make sure to check on your health because you might not be full health. It's also really important to only kill that first stage like you guys just saw. If you kill the second stage, like the little Iron Man stage, it kills Uberclass completely and you can't save and quit because when you save and quit, it'll only spawn in his second phase, not his first phase. So with that absolutely botched display there, when we go into save files, you'll see that we have our save file for round 7. We're going to load that back up and do exactly what I just showed you guys. We're going to kill all the zombies on that round. wait for the round transition, check if we can save and quit, and if we can, we're going to take out the Uber Klaus just like we did. Hopefully this time we actually use the rocket launcher and we don't and we don't bottle it. So let's try this again. As you guys can see, when I pause, I cannot save and quit because I have not killed all the zombies yet. But once I kill all the zombies on this round, I should be able to. So let me do that real quick, and then I'll show you guys that. Looks like we have our last couple of zombies here, so we're going to take them out. I believe this is the last guy. Yep. So as you guys can see, we can't save and quit yet. But once we kill these two guys, we'll listen for our round change. There it is. And now when we pause, we can save and quit. If you see this, you know that you did it right. That's the full strat. Now let's see if I can do my part correctly and actually get some progress on this camo. I'm going to go 2 hunter bots right away. He's going to do his big electric attack, which I absolutely hate. Like, look how much damage this rocket launcher does, dude. It doesn't do a thing. Although, I can directly hit his shields, which seems like it does a little bit of damage. That's actually one of the first times I've ever hit his shields. I feel like I always miss that. Oh, and it did quite a bit of damage. Look at how low his health is. Oh, there we go. We just had to hit his shields. So now if we pause and come over here, you see that we got some progress and the save or quit is available. So we're going to hit that. And yeah, that is pretty much the entire strat right there. Like I said, I thought the Arc Launcher was going to be a lot harder than it was. I didn't realize that you could actually hit his little shield packs. I kept trying the previous 3 attempts and I wasn't getting any progress. Apparently you can. So we'll take that. That makes this grind a lot easier. But yeah, with that was just a quick recap on, my progress so far for Doomsteel. I only have one more weapon to go, where I'm probably going to finish this up tonight. And in the next video, you should actually see me finishing up the Ark and unlocking the Zombie Mastery Infestation camo. A lot of yapping in this one, but I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully, if you didn't know about this strat, you found this somewhat helpful. I kind of figured this out a little bit on my own and a little bit with a tutorial. So please, by any means, if you guys are still wondering about this, definitely check out a tutorial, because I can promise you right now, this was not the best showing of it. I messed up twice. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for all the support. Like I said, ton of stuff going on in my life here, a bunch of moving gears. Don't know how much time I'll have, but I'm trying to work in a stream, hopefully every afternoon or every other afternoon, and trying to just play COD as much as possible, especially with Season 2 right around the corner. But with that, again, thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.